What is going on, everybody, and welcome to the channel. I hope we're all doing extremely well. Now, we are on patch 14 and we're also on Premier League Tots. Now, Thursday was when the patch dropped for me. I've been tinkering around with it, making sure that what I'm saying to you guys is correct. And yeah, I've kind of gone back to the 4213. If you go back to my previous videos, which is in the playlist, by the way, so if you go to the description of this video, you'll see there's a playlist in there, and in that playlist I've obviously got all my custom tactics from day one to obviously today's video as well. So you can always go back and have a look and see what I've done before. Now you'll see that the 4213 is not one that I did a lot of. I think I did it maybe once, probably patch 6 or 7, something like that, and then I haven't really touched it since. However, with the latest patch and with the way I've been playing around things, I've got two formations. I've got this one and another one. I'm going to release the other one a little bit earlier next week, so you definitely want to subscribe and stay tuned and hit that notification bell so you know when I upload, because they're kind of relevant for what we're talking about and what we're going to be doing going forward. So obviously they've now changed the depth, so they've nerfed the depth. So if we just go into how I've set this up really quickly. So as I say, it is a 4-2-1-3. I do have it on balance, and I have the defensive approach set to high. Now that's because anything above 91 plus they've kind of nerfed. So what they've done is the AI, specific to the AI teammates, can apply when using an aggressive defensive approach and 91 plus defensive tactics. So what they have done is they've decreased the aggression. When you're using 91 plus. So if you was to use a 90 or below, the aggression is still there. You're just sitting a little bit lower in the pitch. And also the other thing that they've done as well is the stamina. So they have kind of nerfed the stamina in the respect of if you use manual team press. So manual team press is on the D-pad, left on the D-pad, hit the manual press. It used to last 20 seconds, it now lasts 45 seconds, but it also depletes your stamina by 2.6 times faster than it did before. So bear that in mind when you're using these type of setups and when you're using these things, guys, because it does make an absolute difference. So let me jump into the gameplay. I will show you how the 4-2-1-3 is still relevant. I'll also drop in some weekend league gameplay, which I don't often do, but I think it's relevant in the respect of the fact that we're getting more wins in weekend league than we ever done before. I went 15-0 last weekend. I'm doing pretty well so far this weekend league. At the time of making this video, I am 5-0, so it's going pretty well at the minute with this formation. I wanted to get the video made pretty quick and get it out on a Monday evening, while it's still fresh in my mind and while it's still going. So yeah, let me drop in the gameplay and then we'll come back and I'll show you how the player roles set up. So I'm pretty confident we've all used this formation by now and we all know exactly how it works. With the added addition of no more high press. Well, I say no more high press, some teams are still doing it, but look at that for a pass. This is what we didn't have. We didn't have that type of ball before, so now we can readily switch the ball from left to right, right to left, to our heart's content. You can see that the two DMs just sit and do what they want to do, and you get those type of goals. We call them, my son and I, we call them FIFA goals because that is pretty much what they are. And again, there's that switch from left to right. Look how quickly the left back bombed up the field there as well. It's such a good formation, and a lot of opponents that I come up against that use this formation, they tend just to use the L1 and pass button to power it into their striker. The striker flicks the right stick for that first touch, beats my defender, and they're in on goal every single time. Now that is one way forward with this formation, and I think it's a little bit of a rubbish way of playing the game, but needs must and all that. But for me, I prefer the build-up start side of the gameplay, and that is what I like about this. So you can kind of see here, manually sending somebody on a run, striker runs forward, that first touch there, and I know it's Ronaldo, but still the first touch. I still come up against a lot of people, that's Mbappe, sorry. I still come up against a lot of people that do not use that first touch. First touch is literally a flick of the right stick in any direction you want it to go in. The longer you hold the stick, the further the touch goes, and it makes a massive, massive difference, especially if they have that first touch capability as well. It makes a massive, massive difference. And then Yeah, once you get 1 or 2 goals up with this formation, people tend to just quit on you anyway because they know it is a very dominant formation. It is a very solid formation. Now, as much as I'm bigging up the 4-2-1-3 formation, it's just one of 4 formations I have in my slot. So I have 4 formations. This is one of them. This is the starting one. This is when I start. Oh God. This is when I start with. And then obviously if things are going wrong or it's not quite working or my opponent has figured me out, etc., then I will then change to a different formation. And if you want to see that formation, you're going to have to subscribe to the channel and hit that notification bell and see when I upload it. And I will be uploading that formation on Friday evening at 7 p.m. after the next release of Tots players. So definitely stay tuned for that because it is a very good formation and it is another one to add to your slot. So what I plan on doing is this is one of 4. Fridays will be 2 of 4. There's 2 more formations to come after that, and then I'm going to go to my road to glory, if you like, my RTG squad that I have built, which is all Evos. Every single one of them are Evos. It's going to be interesting to see how far I can take it, because yeah, I'm going to see if it can stay in the high division and see if it can compete in FUT Champs. I hope it will. That's the plan, and that should be quite a fun series to watch until we obviously get the new game, which will take us through nice and steadily to FC26. So that is where we're at this point in time, guys. So I'm just going to leave this to roll. There's only a few more gameplay clips to go. I'm not going to keep boring you with my voice because I'm a little bit hoarse at the minute as well. And then yeah, a few more game clips to go, and then we'll come back and yeah, I'll show you how I've got the player roll set up, and I'll explain everything else that we need to explain.
Free kick. And given away. Ronaldo. He'll be breathing a sigh of relief. Ball 1. Ronaldo. And Roberto feeding it through. The kicker is losing possession. Roberto. And it's teed up for Ronaldo. And he's on the goal and made a hat-trick. Absolutely unplayable today. Roberto. Zidane. Took a really smart piece of defending to stop them. Well, he's certainly not alone. Ronaldo! In it goes! A 3-goal cushion! This is astonishing stuff!
6, 7, 8, 9 games unbeaten, not a problem. Get the odd 1 or 2 draw, get the odd 1 loss here and there, but ultimately we're winning 90% of our FUT Champs, sorry, 90% of our division rival games, and we're winning roughly 80%. 70 to 80% of our FUT Champ games are the way I have this set up. So, as you can see in front of you, goalkeeper is sweeper keeper, left back and right back, full back, balance, leave them alone, 2 defenders, leave alone. Now, this is where it gets kind of interesting. Now, I'm using Vitinha and I'm using Andre Santos, purely because Andre Santos is super quick. And he is the deep line defender, so he is the one that is going to sit just in front of the 2 centre backs. If I show you there, just like that. And Vitinha I'm having as a holding defend type of scenario because he is so good on the ball. That is an underrated 95 rated card right there. He can play CDM, he can play CM. He is not a natural DM. He doesn't have the size and the physicality, but he has the agility and he has the dribbling, which is what I really like. So this is why I kind of use these 2 at this point in time. And he sits slightly forward, so if you can see there, he sits slightly closer to the cam. I have Cherky in there, playmaker roaming. I want him to be on roaming because he needs to be able to move across the pitch and dictate the play. And then obviously the left wing, right wing, inside forward balance, and your striker is in advanced forward position. Now, there's your code. Let me zoom in on that for you guys so you can see it a little bit better. And yeah, so the next formation I have is, this is quite a wide formation. So this is a 4-2-1-3 formation. So it's quite a wide formation. It's very similar to the 4-3-3 attack. However, the next formation I have for you guys later on in the week is a narrow formation. And in my opinion, it's getting so close to this meta that it's going to be really usable and really, yeah, you're going to like it. Trust me on that one. Hit that like button if you like. Subscribe to the channel if you haven't already. Make sure you hit that notification bell so you can see when I upload. I upload UK time 7 p.m. Mondays and Fridays, mainly Mondays, depending on how we're getting on. Obviously, if I get some new players or some more information from EA, for example, then yeah, we'll upload. So bear that in mind. Everybody, take care and look after themselves.